Good morning, dear guys. Today, as expected, we are going to be talking about the lesson B of the Unit 3. As you can see, good information. In this case, guys, we are here in order to check the vocabulary. Remember, we were taking a look to the lesson 8 days before. So today we have over here lesson B. So pay attention to the pronunciation. First one is media or in the media. So in this case, when we're talking about in the media refers to all of those different ways that you can get the information. Like for example, the TV, the radio, the social network like Instagram, Facebook. Those are the media. News, is considered, of course, of all of the information that we get in the world, all right, about something in specific. Get your news, get your news. Of course, where do you get your news? Maybe in Instagram or in the newspaper, for example, Listín Diario, El Día. Those are different newspapers where you can see the news. So, in the news, when we're talking about in the news, for example, in the on the TV, you can have this um, actually in order to see what exactly they are showing up. So you can say to a friend, "Hey, I was watching in the news that here in La Vega there was an accident, blah blah blah." So something like that. Tell someone the news. It is when you are telling the news. That is part of your exposition you have for this week. You will be reporter. You will tell the news as a presentation. News source. When we talk about the news source, actually this is talking about, like for example, where exactly the news come from. All right. If it's from a website or something like that, so that is the source. News story. Actually, I think you know this one more than me. Actually, because on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, they have the status that is the same as news story. We have these three things, that is local news, national news, and international news. So the local news is all of the news related to your city. Okay, for example, all the information about here that you get here in La Vega is local news. National is when we're talking in the country, Dominican Republic, right? And international, of course, is those ones outside of the country. There are also different ones like entertainment news, sport news, and tabloid news. The entertainment is all of those things that are, like we say, really entertaining. Pretty much it comes from music, movies, all of those different ones. Sports, I think I don't have to explain that one. The tabloid news, guys, is the one you see in the portal of the newspaper. That you see the little photos, and some of them are really big posts with a couple of information. So that is considered tabloid news. So we have news program, news site, all right. We have bad news, good news, great news, sad and sensational news. All right. So um, actually, I think you know these adjectives that are over here. So you only have to relate it with news, with the word news. Spread the news and hear the news. Okay. When you spread the news, is when a lot of people is knowing about that certain information. All right. Um, actually, for example, if you say an information about a person here in La Vega, right, and you are reading right now with the social networks like WhatsApp, Facebook, and all of that, the news is spread right away in the whole country and pretty fast. Hear the news, of course, is when you are from the in the radio, so you hear the news. Accurate and inaccurate. So we consider an accurate information or accurate news when the information is very precisely or exact, okay, that there is nothing that maybe is false or something like that. No, so this is exactly information. And inaccurate is the opposite of that. So we have reliable and unreliable. Oh, sorry. So these two is a reliable news. It will be some of those news that you can trust in them, okay? That you can believe. You say, okay, it's true that because that no, that news comes from Listing Diario or that news comes from the New York Times. All right. So all of the news we put it on those different companies are reliable. So don't go to different ones like Cachicha that they have a lot of fake news. So scandal, the scandal right now, people who get like we say viral, um, all of it that is an scandal. If you find an information about two singers or how, for example, the if we have Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie separation, they break up, so that would be a scandal. And the last one here is word of mouth. Word of mouth. The word of mouth is that news that is spread in the people, right? Through the people saying it. Like for example, in your neighborhood, when there is something that happened, the one say to the other say, and that continues spreading. All right. So that is considered a word of mouth when you hear that from another person and not by a newspaper or any social media. And actually, that's it. So right now, I want to go back here to this part. Give me just a second. Okay, I would like guys that you can do this. Look at this part. The latest news. This is what you're going to be doing in your presentation, okay? Look at this man or like a podcast. You can do it. It doesn't matter if you do it like in the last video or I would like that you do a last video so it would be more interesting. So this case, remember you have to select a news, investigate a news. You can go straight up to one of those media, for example, a website. You can enter to the New York Times. Remember, it needs to be in English, of course. So here you have the same vocabulary that I was explaining you, and with this you have to complete this exercise. Okay, so you can try to do it, and if you want to send it to me in the material, it will be great. Okay, so the next part over here, guys, is this the grammar. The grammar, this is something not different because it is a review of the present perfect. You remember this, that we have a structure for this. That would be the auxiliary have or has, okay, plus a verb in past participle. So in this case, they are doing a question, right? So the question or the WH question that would be how long when you want to know the time that something is taken, right? So you say how long have you heard the news? Uh, or as simple as that because here this doesn't have a how long question. You say have you heard the news? So you can answer yes I have. I heard it this morning. No, I haven't. What happened? How long have you been a reporter? I've been a reporter for 6 months. Remember also we have the usage of for and since if you want to know the time, right? Just to remember, for it is used for a period of time. For example, when you are numbering, you say for 1 month, for 1 hour, for 10 years. And since is when you want to say the specific time that you started doing the action. Okay, so if I say, how long has she been a reporter? So yeah, she's been a reporter since May. Okay, May is the month, so that is the exactly date. For this one is that we use since for date. I know that you know this, but it's just a review, okay, for you to refresh. So with this one, we are going to do this exercise. Let me play the video so you can have a clearer idea of what is this about.
Review of present perfect. Use the present perfect for actions that began in the past and continue in the present.
I'm a reporter at the Daily News. I've worked there for a long time.
Use the present perfect with for a period of time and since for a point in time.
I've known her for 15 years. I've known her since 1996.
You can also use since before a time clause.
I've known her since I was a child.
Use how long to ask about a period of time.
How long have you lived here?
Use the present perfect for past actions when the time they happened isn't important.
Have you heard the big news? I've met you once before.
All right. So this is something that I want to clarify. Remember this part when they say that we can use the present perfect for past actions, right? When the time that they happen is not like important. Like for example, this sentence that they have, I've met you once before, but I am not saying the specific time, like yesterday or any other certain time. Okay, so for this one, we also can use the present perfect. If you go to page 198, over here you can have this. This is a brief explanation of what is it. You have the short answer, like we say yes, no question, and the normal sentences. Remember, guys, if you want to learn how to speak with the present perfect, you need to know the past participle of the verb. This is something that you have to manage, right? And I I remember that we were practicing plenty of verbs, so I hope that you can continue looking out for those common verbs that are really going to help you out. So actually, guys, that was what I wanted to explain you today. I didn't want to go like with a really long explanation because you are supposed to know already the present perfect. Because I think this is the third time we see the same grammar. All right, so there are plenty of exercises, guys, that you can do. If you see on 199 over here in the top, you have an exercise using the present perfect. Okay, so for the next class, we are going. This is the grammar that we are going to be, in this case, having right. Adverbs used with the present perfect, like ever, never, yet, still. This is something that we were talking a little bit about it, but we're gonna have a concrete information with this. Okay, so I hope that you could understand my explanation. Sometimes it's good so we can create a videos because the video you can watch it as many times you want, all right, and you don't get only to one explanation. If you still have problems, remember you can go to YouTube and in this case search for some videos talking about the present perfect. Let's see over here we got. All right, no, that was already this part. So if you have any questions, guys, about it, please just let me know. You can text me on WhatsApp. I will be online. I will try to be online the entire day, so you can continue asking or so I can clarify any kind of your doubts. Another thing is, remember, guys, the presentation for telling the news, of course. So it would be, or it is assigned already, and you have until Sunday in order to deliver that to me. Okay. After Sunday, I will not be taking any kind of material, sorry, of practices. So try to send it by Sunday because in the next week I start on Monday. Is that I start correcting and sending you back your scores. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the class. Have a great day and bon appetit.